Welcome back. What an end to an outstanding World Cup. This final game was probably the best, the most exciting final game in the history of the World Cups. And to many, the single best game in the history of the World Cups. And it was incredible. An outstanding performance by Argentina for the first 78, 80 minutes of the game. France had no shots on target or no shots off target during the first 75, 80 minutes. Messi with a penalty kick. The foul seemed kind of like a dive by Di Maria. There was minimal contact. I don't know if I would have given it. The second goal was a masterpiece. Di Maria to McAllister crossing the ball Messi to McAllister, and then McAllister crossing the ball for Di Maria to come from the right side and score. Di Maria, coming off an injury, was absolutely outstanding. He drove Dembele crazy. Dembele was not used to the position where he was playing, and Di Maria made him have 90 minutes last night for sure. What a performance. Like, this guy always seems to bring everything in the most important moments. He's the one who scored the winning goal against Brazil in the Copa America, and now he's the one who scored the second goal in the final game against France. He always delivers. Absolutely unbelievable. In his last game, you can explain why he was crying after he scored. That was definitely his last game with the national team, and what a way to go out. So, as mentioned, France was in such shock that Didier Deschamps made 2 substitutions in the 37th minute of his half, and incredibly taking off Olivier Giroud among the 2 players that left. We were shocked when we saw it, and then he made 5 more substitutions in the rest of the game. So France had 7 substitutions in total, which can be explained. You normally have 6. You normally get 5. You get a 6th one if you advance to the extra time, the 120 minutes. And then the 7th substitution came after Rabiot was hit in the head and was unable to continue, or was not deemed fit to continue, and that's why a 7th substitution was made right before the PKs. So, as mentioned, Argentina completely in control for the first 78 minutes, and then disaster. Otamendi running alongside an attacker, I can't remember who he was. He should have cleared the ball, he should have sent the ball to the side. Instead, he chose to continue trying to win possession. He lost possession, and then as the rival went into the box, he had no other choice than to bring him down. It was a very stupid penalty kick, a very bad play by an until then outstanding Otamendi that Mbappe translated into the first goal. And then just 90 seconds later, really good play by the French team, and Mbappe with a volley shot that made Dibu Martinez's efforts futile to score the equalizer. We went into extra time. Messi with a goal in the 108th minute. Again, right after a great play, a shot that Hugo Lloris gave a rebound, and then Messi just put it in the net. And we thought we had it again. And then with just seconds to go, another PK, a very questionable one. If you see the repetition, you will see that it's a handball in the play where, by a French player. He punches the ball back, and that's where the other player gets it and then takes a shot, and that shot ends hitting, I think it was Montiel's elbow, and becomes a penalty kick. So, very questionable one. We went 3-3, and the very last play of the game, France had it. Everybody closed their eyes when we were watching, and then Dibu Martinez was enormous again, made an impossible save, a world-class save to guarantee Argentina going to the PKs. And in the PK, I wasn't even worried once we went to shootouts. As I told my son that we were going to win 4-2, and that's exactly what happened. I knew that Martinez would become even bigger once we get into that phase. It was a 4-2 win. Chomini missed his PK, and then Martinez saved one before. I think Argentina deserved to win in the 90 minutes. It was an outstanding performance by the Argentine national team. Completely obliterated France for the first 78, 80 minutes. Then after that, the ties turned so quickly that we were lucky to escape with a 2-2 into the extra time. again, as mentioned by many people, probably the best final game ever, probably the best World Cup game ever. Argentina, I think, was the justifiable winner, and they deserved the World Cup. Messi deserved to get the award for the best player. Martinez definitely deserved to be the best goalkeeper. I was very pleasantly surprised that they gave the young player award to Enzo Fernandez, and Mbappe ended up being the top scorer, the Golden Boot, with 8 goals. He got 3 in the final game. How unusual is that? I think it's the first time ever that we get 3 goals and then a 4th one in the shootout. Everybody's praising Mbappe for that. Honestly, he played 10 minutes. He was completely eaten alive by Molina during the game, and only after the penalty kick, the 2-1, that's when Mbappe showed up in all his strength and almost won the game single-handedly. But yeah, he scored 4 goals yesterday, but 3 were shots from the 12 yards. So what a way to go. I had to wait until today, so I had some voice back. Many records set in this World Cup, many records set by Messi in this World Cup as well, in addition to all the accolades that he has collected, and the fact that he finally gets the World Cup that will put away the eternal dilemma whether he's the best ever or not. There's something very cool he did in this World Cup. He became the first player ever to score goals in group stage, round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinal, and final. So absolutely unbelievable. I was absolutely sure he was not going to retire. He even announced after the celebrations that he wanted to continue to play for the national team as a champion. I think he's definitely going to be playing in 2026 for the Argentine national team when the World Cup comes to North America, and then become the first player ever to play in six different World Cups. Maybe some of the Mexican guys will do as well, but there's a bunch of Mexican players who have played 5, but they're slightly older than Messi, so I don't know. But he's definitely going to go for that record. Plus, he's likely going to be playing in the MLS by that time. So again, we're very happy. The best 2 teams made the final, and in that game particularly, the best team won. So no controversy here. Everything went great. Celebrations all around. Many people that we know were very happy. Some obviously not, but this is it.
I'll tell you what, guys. I've had the pleasure of being a part of this podcast, Berlin to Doha. Just an amazing experience all around, getting to watch this World Cup. And before I discuss the final, this has truly been the best World Cup I've ever watched firsthand. Every match day, there's been drama, there's been suspense, there's been brilliance, there's just been everything that you look forward to in a World Cup, and it's just been beyond amazing, and it's beyond fathomable, the results of this World Cup and just the way it ended. One of the best, probably the best, not just match I've ever watched in football history, the best sporting event I've ever watched. Stuff of dreams, stuff that you can't write. You couldn't script it any better. You could write a whole script that could be Christopher Nolan. It could be Steven Spielberg, and they couldn't think of this genius. It's just absolutely incredible. Messi with a penalty in the first half, deservedly so, from Ousmane Dembele's chip of Angel Di Maria, who was very, very dangerous, and I thought prematurely subbed off in the second half. Winning the penalty and Messi sliding it home, cold as ever from the spot, which led to the second goal, which was a great counter attack from the Argentinians, and Angel Di Maria eventually sliding the ball home. Just a great first half from Argentina. They looked far and away the better team in the first half, which led to Didier Deschamps subbing away and subbing off Giroud and Dembele for Kulu, Mione, and Marcus Thuram, which were both really great subs. They, were a lot more energized. They got more involved. They had more clinical moments and decisive moments in this game. much more effective than Giroud and Dembele were. Dembele probably had one of the worst performances of all time in a World Cup final. That was shambolic, and I hope that he repents for his sins. Anyways, that being said, second half was truly amazing. Most of that second half, for the first half of the second half, Argentina continued to look like the better side. France picked up momentum, eventually finding a goal from the penalty spot. Kylian Mbappe in the 80th minute. Martinez almost got a finger to it. He did get a finger to it, didn't save it. And 90 seconds later, Mbappe scores a volley, makes it 2-2. Incredible feat from the young man. 23 years old, and the world is at his feet. He's featured in 2 World Cup finals. He has 5 goals in 2 World Cup finals. It's just the things that dreams are made of, and he is a hyper-generational player, and he will be one of the greatest of all time when he retires, if not the greatest. I don't know if he will have it ever to beat Messi legacy-wise, but he is certainly on that path. He is an astounding talent and just an amazing player. Overtime, Argentina's goal, picture perfect with the offside. Messi scoring a goal to put his nation ahead in the second half of overtime. And a handball which led to another Mbappe penalty goal. Just absolutely insanity at the death, 118th minute. Going to penalties, Emi Martinez, man, a great penalty stopper. On the contrary, Hugo Lloris, not as great. Both Kylian Mbappe and Messi score their pens. Chouameni and Coleman both either missed or got their penalty saved, which just led the way for Dybala, Montiel, and Paredes to score their penalties. And it's just really the best World Cup final of all time, the best football match of all time, and truly just the best sporting event and match of all time. I don't think that could ever be topped. It was a great match. I thought I'd be more upset, but I'm just so overcome with emotion and joy and glee and happiness. I'm so proud of my country. We may have came second, but we came so close. We had such resiliency and effort and hard work and drive and grit and all those things. And I want to give a huge shout out to Argentina for winning their first World Cup since 1986. Messi finally bringing the World Cup back home, just like his predecessor Maradona did. It's a beautiful moment for the country of Argentina, who waited so long for this and so long for the magical Messi moment, and it's finally come home. Huge congratulations to everyone on this podcast, who is basically the whole podcast except me, pretty much, are Argentine. So, just huge congratulations from me and from everyone who represents the French Football Federation and France. And I just cannot wait for the next one in 2026 in the Americas. So, yeah, a great way to end off this tournament. I've had a pleasure giving you guys game analysis, predictions, and all this stuff. And yeah, all love. Thank you guys. Peace.
Hi, I'm Florencia and I'm just going to give a little recap on what happened yesterday in the World Cup Finals and how the game went and my thoughts on it. The game was such a roller coaster. It was crazy, especially the last 40 minutes where Mbappe gets 2 goals back to back and then in the overtime gets a third, getting a hat trick in the World Cup Finals. That is crazy. And then Argentina tying it up and then ultimately going out to PKs, in which Argentina did win. I am so incredibly excited that Argentina won. I was rooting for them from the start, as I am from Argentinian descent. But yeah, it was just an amazing game of soccer, and I think if you have anyone that you want to introduce them to soccer and you want to get them to understand the hype, make them watch that game, especially the ends of that game, because it was truly just world-class playing and passing and dribbling and positioning. It's what everyone aims to be as a soccer player. If you do want to excel, you want to be that good. It was just an amazing game, and I think it was so close, and they kept just tying each other up. Having 6 goals at the end of overtime is a lot of goals for a final. Usually finals are pretty close, and the fact that there was that many goals in itself is pretty extraordinary. But it was an amazing game, really. One of the best games of soccer probably ever. It was crazy. But yeah, I'm so happy Argentina won.
What a night, what a tournament. Well, I guess it was a day. Started at 10 a.m. But it feels like it's been the longest night ever, and it's not even 7 p.m. Up and down, I was very confident. I wasn't worried at all that before the game. But throughout the game, even into the second half, until they scored the pen, this game's all about momentum, clearly. So it's just, it's always like that. You always have to suffer a bit. But now you've probably seen everything online, the people going crazy. We were going crazy. It was just a crazy night. But thanks to all the supporters. Thanks to everybody who participated in the podcast. It's been a fun journey. Hopefully we can do more events like this. We'll do a couple of recap episodes and everything. But now looking forward to bringing this soccer momentum back into the FC Rowen family. Get back into the winning ways. Get back to PISL U21. Just really get everyone going again. Thanks again.
Okay, that's it for now. We'll come back tomorrow with a brief summary, like a wrap-up episode in which we will talk about who we consider to be our best 11 for the World Cup and some confirmations, surprises, disappointments, anything we might want to talk about. Again, I want to thank everybody for listening or watching, depending what's the platform you used. And I want to thank Rowen Fisler, Santiago Almada, Juan Almada, Freddy Tersoglio, Florencia Almada, Maria Procopio, and the Cossack sisters. I think that's everybody who has been contributing to the podcast. So thank you very, very much. And if I forgot anybody, I will mention tomorrow. See you there.